Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Wait, there's an obvious blood stain on one of them. Holy crap. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tub of glue. Or tube of glue, whatever. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Really? Let's back off from this for a hot second. It's no use. These pieces just don't add up to anything. Maybe some of the pieces are missing? Let's just try to put as many of the pieces in place as we can. Maybe I'll give it another shot later. Yeah, I'll do that in a moment, but I was not ready for a freaking minigame like that, so I want to have a quick more look through the area. Talk up Gumshoe, spray some Luminol, and then we'll do that puzzle. Because for one, I'm like, oh shit, the puzzle? Oh crap, I'm so bad at those. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. A rubber glove. Shall we do some closer investigation? Oh, let's look at the map. Yeah, that's what this room looks like. You got it. But this, though, let's have a look. Is there anything to find on this rubber glove, apart from the SL9 tag? The tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? Wow, freaking, that was about to become a heated game of Scrabble right there. Good job backing off, Phoenix. What are you? Oh, look at this floppy thing. Okay. Nothing in here. Looks like the tag was the only thing to find. Okay. I wonder what a zag is. I'll have to look that up. I mean, it's probably a made-up word, but it's possible. It's possible that's an actual word that they dug up to impress people who look up words. What's the deal with all this paint here? What is a saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger?
Well, you might say this is my studio.
Here, in the evidence room? Oh, interesting. Good job, Gumshoe. Kind of a weird place to do that job, but sure. Now let's talk to Gumshoe. See what he's got to say. And then I'll do the Luminol and then this jar puzzle, or vase puzzle, whatever it was. Kind of looked like a vase, you know, with that bottom. An amphora, maybe. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out. Pot, vase, jar, whatever it was. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again.
I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open? Interesting. We should probably follow up on that, maybe.
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess-up in court today.
I see.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course.
He's involved with it too?
That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, I guess, sorry. I thought they were going to imply that he was involved with it back in the day. But, okay, maybe he's just saying that, he's involved with it after the whole foobar with the evidence that caused him to become a laughingstock in court. Maybe that's what he's referring to? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. First, let's go to the evidence lockers.
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
I don't want to go down that road. I could go with a well, actually, but I don't think that's a little grisly. Right hand. Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own.
Hey, what's all that stuff in your locker? Who's that person in that photo? Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it...
Zap! You get a shock!
If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day.
Aw, because he keeps grabbing the wrong locker? Ugh.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. So, of course, my mind goes to... Was that someone else rather than Goodman who was down here? And was it Goodman's killer who pilfered the locker? Because then I guess they would have needed... Maybe that's why they killed Goodman, to get his hand to put up to his locker or something? I don't know. I don't know at all. Aw, we can't look at Gumshoe's locker. I wanted to ask about the contents. I wanted to ask who the person in the photo was. Was it a significant other? Was it a crush? Was it a dear family member? Come on, Gumshoe, I'm curious. Oh. Okay, well, that talking's done. Let's go presenting some stuff. Detective, here's my attorney's badge.
You show that to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Nuff said.
I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. I don't know if showing this stuff's gonna help, but I guess I'll do it this time. I'll do this rather than, Marshall, they telegraphed that we need to give him the item so hard that I felt like there was no point in anything else, but we'll see with Gumshoe. We'll do this real quick, like.
That's the victim Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax.
That's only because you always lose your card.
I always forget my secret number, too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to?
Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system. Man, I kind of get what Gumshoe's saying. I remember reading an article about a guy who had like all of his bitcoins stashed away in some kind of super hardcore locker. Not locker, but like some kind of security place. Some electronic security storage thing where you were only allowed like 10 times to guess the code, and after that it was encrypted, right? It was encrypted, an encrypted thing that contained all of his like fortune in Bitcoin. And like you only had 10 attempts, and after that it encrypted itself permanently and you could not retrieve it. And he had forgotten the code. I never got a follow-up on did he dare keep guessing what the code may have been to try and get to his Bitcoin fortune, but man, that just gave me willies. Because it was a pretty big sum that I read that the guy had. Honestly, the lesson is don't invest in Bitcoin. That's just my advice. Don't recommend it.
Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day.
Are you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten. I think we've had this dialogue already once before. I think I'm repeating myself here again, but I can't not go through these.
Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Oh, wait, I didn't mean, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth.
That's a theory, honestly. It does feel like such a setup, so I get it.
This is my crowning achievement. My masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal.
Art?
He was dancing proudly on the day of the award ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while.
Really? Why?
No, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day.
I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. Oh, poor Gumshoe. That art tangent is a heavy one. I don't think I have the time nor the stamina to get into that, but poor Gumshoe. I get it.
Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing!
That's fine.
You bet it's fine, pal.
Yep, good work, Mr. Gumshoe. You. Oh, cool. This one isn't generic dialogue. I thought we'd hit the generic stuff already, but he's got a lot to say, Gumshoe.
Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago.
So Edgeworth was involved in it. Uh-huh.
That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case.
Maybe we can talk to Gumshoe now about that. We'll see. But first, let's go through these items. Now we're hitting the generic dialogue. Why is he so grumpy about not saying stuff? I don't get it. It's fine if you don't say nothing. It's cool.
That's the photo that Miss Starr took.
Anything you can tell us about it?
That Miss Starr is quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter. I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened.
16? That's how old I am now. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school, too. Wow, that'd be such a rocking way to be in school. Wow. Nope. That's the generic dialogue. Oh, no, we had this one already. Right, because it's one of the pieces of evidence. Luminol! Oh, yeah, I'm not terribly surprised. Oops. Nothing about that note either? Okay. Oh, this could work. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, because Phoenix said he wanted to show this to other people who have ID cards. Let's see. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. So, it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa!
What is it?
That second number!
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Hold on, second number. Let's have a quick look ourselves. 8730579. It's not the one that's repeating. Okay. But what's the significance of it? And what's the Lucky Sevens number? What do you think that is all about?
Mr. Edgeworth!
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth!
What? Uh-huh. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Oh gosh, that looks really bad. On Edgeworth, I think. Oh god, I did this already. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I wanted to take a look at it closer. Yeah. Enter. Okay. Oh, cool. They updated with the names. Very nice. Okay. So Edgeworth was here over half an hour before the murder happened. Doing what exactly? Or someone with Edgeworth's card, of course, once again. I can't say for sure if anybody, has actually been here themselves or if just cards are getting robbed everywhere. Nothing to say about the glove. Ooh, can we examine the evidence locker? We can, but no real purpose to it. Okay.
You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents.
Note: the police department lacks faith in its lock system.
After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office.
Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't have to steal Goodman's card or murder him and bring him here if you actually, jumped him while he was here of his own accord, I guess. And he himself had opened it up and then you just killed him. I guess that's also what could have happened. Good point, Gumshoe. Boy, Gumshoe is just a font, or not Gumshoe, but this whole room is just a font of information. Edgeworth, SL9, we got a Luminol this place, and then the puzzle with those jar pieces, vase pieces, whatever thing it is. Pot.
Now that was a bloody violent case.
Violent? So it was a murder?
A serial killing.
A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill.
Rumors? About forged evidence?
It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transfer the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
I was about to say, Edgeworth has been in court after that, but okay, Goodman. Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Yeah, that's kind of what I figured happened, or someone took it out of them from the victim's locker. That was the point I felt was here. Let's rock that Luminol. Now it's time to get really interesting with the stuff. Oops, no. Oh. Let's spray this place down. Put on our cool Virtual Boy goggles. I'm sorry if anyone gets a migraine from this. I think the Virtual Boy gave migraines for more reasons than just because it was monochrome red. Like, just that perspective of that thing being stuck in your face, up close. Hello! Interesting. I think, also contributed. But I'm sure this, like, stock red, infrared look can't help. I'm sure someone's probably getting a bit woozy with this, so I'll try to get past this part fast.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. Unless he was kind of limping weirdly, you know, grasping at it.
This just might be something significant. Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called Luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Very good, that's why we got the map, of course. So we can mark down our blood findings. Interesting. Now we should at least find the place of the stabbing, right? Or actually, if we don't find any spot of murder, stabbing, no blood at the crime scene, that will be incredibly important in itself, that piece of evidence. So let's see what happens. Also, we gotta test that splotch on... Oh wow, I just now realized the splotch is on Gumshoe's locker. That's the one he opened. Now what is that all about? Is that coincidence, or is that actual important detail? Well, it is blood. So that's verified.
I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker! It's mine!
It's yours?
Please! You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
Whoa, Gumshoe. That's, quite the stance to take as a member of the police force yourself.
What? But you're a detective.
Okay, we're not gonna elaborate on that freaking anarchy Gumshoe over here. Goodness. Okay, I think we found the scene of the murder. That's a lot of blood. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien?
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey! If you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
Oh man, like that's so sad, but really funny that they just completely sandbagged Gumshoe's dumb alien comment. I mean, funny but dumb, you know. Okay, well that's good to know. Something major did happen here for so much blood to get spilled, so the murder happened here and the body was brought to the prosecutor's office parking spot then, maybe? I don't know. Okay, I think we have gotten all of the blood spots by now. I've done a pretty good, thorough job of spraying everything, although I am paranoid after the whole cactus incident last episode. I'm still confused how in my first unrecorded episode I managed to miss it. There's a hatch on the ground. Did I remember to look at the hatch? Oh, you can't examine it because it's beneath the... We can't move the slider. We can't move the pointer beneath this, like, UI here, so we can't check that hatch on the ground, so it's probably nothing. Okay, let's look at the map. Just a summa summarum. 2 handprints on those lockers and the big old pool of blood. I think I got everything. I suppose I'll give it another go if it looks like we're super stuck at some point. And we have 5 minutes of episode time left. I'm not very good at puzzles, but I guess we'll give this a go. There's a blotch of blood on it. Why didn't that not show up when I sprayed it? I don't get it. But, in any case, maybe we can spray it with luminol once we've fixed whatever this is, but, Okay. Oh, I guess it could be a flower pot, I suppose. Looking at this thing. Okay. Okay, I see. So we need to find a piece which matches that jagged form right there. I think it's this piece. No. No. Okay, this isn't a terribly difficult puzzle, I suppose, except that I can't tell what piece goes there. Maybe this one. No, that looks like the top. It's got that little handle there. No. Oh, hold on. Spin it. No. That looks promising. Yeah, okay. Okay, this puzzle's not that rough, but the shapes are a little hard to tell. This one, I think. Is this a vase? It's got weird handles on it. What is this thing? Is it a flower pot? No? Maybe this one. This looks promising. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. No problemo. Okay, it needs to have a bit of a notch at the bottom. That's not gonna be it. But it needs to have a big old block to the side. Nope. This one, maybe? No. Maybe like this? No. Okay. It's gonna be easy, he said. It doesn't look that bad, he said. Ah, this one. Okay, I got it. There we go. Okay, now you can see the giant blood splotches there, so we must be able to check those eventually. Was this the murder weapon, this thingamajig, or was this just got sprayed with blood when the murder happened? Oh, this one's a little hard. Hold on. This one, maybe. No, I'm sorry. This one I meant. Yeah, this looks promising. There we go. Now it needs to have a big notch. This one, I think. Yeah. 2 pieces left. Big round section, okay. Not this one, but this one probably. Oh, okay. I didn't feel quite that. That looked like it was the wrong shape, but it actually wasn't. Okay, then. Now this one's pretty easy because there's the blood splatter there, so we just need to match it. And also the top there. Okay, so... yeah, it looks like kind of like a funerary urn, actually. Interesting. Or an amphora, like I said.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Yeah, it is a kind of a not a good foundation on that. I have seen some flower pots which do have kind of a tapering shape like that, tapering downwards, but this one's a little too much. Kind of bowling pin vibe to it. Unstable jar. Jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. A piece is missing.
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day.
That's a restaurant menu.
It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
Aw, poor Gumshoe. He gets shat upon so much.
I'm off, pal. Later.
Okay, well, the fact that he left kind of makes me feel like we got everything there was to get here. If there was still a blood splash to find, I think, Gumshoe would have stayed here since there was dialogue involving him. So I'm fairly confident we got the evidence room cleared. Which, by the way, is not the same evidence room as the one that we were in the DL6 case. So ignore that stuff I was talking about earlier about us being here last time. This is a different evidence room. Strange.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too.
Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, since Marshall and Gumshoe revealed the whole transferal thing, I suppose we were in the transferal room in the previous case because DL6 was closed, and it had been 2 years, more than that, so they must have moved the evidence over there. I should be ending the episode already. We've gone quite long once I started doing that puzzle, but I want to check this jar before we do that. I just want to wrap it up, because this blood right here, of course, you can tell is important. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here.
Huh. Looks like blood.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed?
Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer.
Oh, maybe this is involved in SL9 and it's from that crime. That case.
This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it.
Okay, so let's not think about Goodman, or let's not go on weird cases of thinking like maybe Goodman was killed with this dingle-dangle rather than with a stabbing. Since this seems to be from SL9 and the blood is way older. Good on the game for calling that out, and cool that you can see through here. Come on, I'm trying to line it up perfectly, but I can't. There we go, I got it. Well, not perfect, but it's pretty good. I will accept this. Cool shot. Okay, well, I think this is where I'm going to call it for today. So, looks like we're going to go see Edgeworth next. That meeting will probably not go well. He's probably going to be a little testy. But maybe we'll get something out of it that'll help with this incredibly confusing case. My God. It is so complicated compared to the previous cases, and they were ramping things up. So I understand, but my goodness, this one is a tricky one. Oh well, I'm sure we'll manage somehow, maybe. But that'll be all next time. So, catch you then, everyone. Bye-bye.